Hello and welcome to Hixxy Studio. In this video, I'm going to show you how to make this really simple box frame. So easy, really. I mean, to be honest with you, you don't even need to do the inky background that I'm doing. Just a lovely piece of pattern paper behind would be fine, and so perfect for a gift. Just pick up some cheap box frames. Places like Hobbycraft and that quite often have them on sale. So yeah, so this is a small, it's a 16.5 centimetre box, quite a deep box frame. You don't need it quite this deep, but these are the ones I had. So yeah, really simple. We're going to start with the background. If you can see, I've used Distress Oxide sprays. I've gone all blue. And I've got some a couple of Pixie sparkles and a Pixie burst that I just kind of went a little bit mad with. So I've got 3 different blues. So we've got Chip Sapphire, which is quite a dark blue. We've got Prize Ribbon, which is quite a vibrant blue, and then you've got Faded Jeans, which is which is a bit more muted. So those are the 3 sprays, and then I've got 2 Pixie sparkles. I've got Beyond Blue, which you can see is, again, it's a vibrant blue. You've got the Blue Wish, a more muted blue, and then you've got Making Waves, which is the darker one. So I've kind of reflected the sort of same things. Now, if you don't know, with the Cosmic Shimmer range, you've got Pixie Burst, which has no shimmer in it at all. Then you have Pixie Powder, which has shimmer in it. And then you have Pixie Sparkle, which has loads and loads of shimmer and sparkle in it. So there's kind of the three levels. Other than that, they all have pigment in. And usually more than one pigment, so that when you spray them, they sort of separate. But if you know, oh, now even I can't think of the name. It'll come to me. But yeah, so they're highly pigmented, and then they differ in the amount of sparkle they've got. So we're going to do a little bit of spraying. I'm going to get my craft mat out just to check. I'm a little bit over enthusiastic with my sprays. I've got my little spray thing here. Really, I need one that's about this deep, and then it wouldn't go everywhere. However, I've got a piece of this Crafter's Companion. It was their stamping card, which they're now calling their multi-purpose card. The card itself hasn't changed. It's just been re sort of branded, because I think what they were saying is people were thinking they could only stamp with it, but it's not. You can use it for your card bases, inking, spraying techniques like I'm doing here. Yeah, so that's why they've just rebranded it. Now you can hear me shaking my Distress Oxide sprays, and that's because you need to make sure that the dye and the pigment ink are sort of mixed. Now you can, if you shake them this way, you can hear it. Oh, there we go. That's what happens when you shake them up and down. You end it up with it in the lid, and I have a tendency to do that. I'm going to desperately try not to get too much ink on myself today. Okay, I think you get a better shake, but you do get, as you can see, a lot more leakage if you shake them up and down. So just for the sake of my hands, I'm going to not, because already just doing that, I've already got that. So I'm going to start with Faded Jeans. Okay, we're going to start with Faded Jeans. I'm just going to block that a little bit. I'm not too worried. I'm going to give that a nice spray. This, I find some of my sprays spray beautifully like that. Some of them just don't. It doesn't bother me. Just, you know, you kind of get used to your sprays. This one does. Also depends how hard you spray it. So that's Prize Ribbon, and then a bit of Chip Sapphire. Yeah, there we go. Okay, now one thing I forgot to do, which I should have done, it's not going to make a huge amount of difference to me because I'm not going to use this piece. It's going to be put to one side. But if you, in fact, I'll try and do it now. If you spray the back, I'm just going to spray the back. It helps to stop it buckling up when it's drying. Okay, so now that's all already wet. I'm going to give it a bit of a blast with the heat gun. Again, trying and failing to not get too much on my fingers. Okay, so I'm going to give it a little bit of a blast. You can always blot it, which I might do for the sake of time. But to be quite honest with you, on a day like today, it's a very, very warm day today. When I actually did my samples, I just put, once I'd, this is only half. I'm spraying to start with. And then I'm going to have to spray again with my Pixie sparkles. I put it outside and it was dry very, very quickly. So you see, look, failing to keep clean hands. Right, so I'm done with my sprays. Put those to the side. Now I'm going to go in with my Pixie sparkles and my Pixie burst. Now this is just a case of, you can't necessarily see very much of what you're doing because I've already put quite a dark background on. So as is my want with Pixie sparkles, I just whack it. And then, so that was the Beyond Blue. That's the vibrant one. This is Blue Wish. This is more muted, and it also had some purple in this one. And then until you spray water in, you can never see what you've put. This is the dark one. You can never see quite how much of this you've put on. In theory, you should put less on, spray it, and then make a decision, but I tend to just whack it on. Oh, there's my spray. So now I'm just going to spray this, and you can see already. Whoa. No, I think I possibly overdid a little bit of it. You can see the really vibrant. Wow. Now that, I'm really, really loving that. But it isn't going to be dry in time to use for this particular project. That is beautiful. And because it was wet on the back as well, it's not immediately buckling up. There's a lot of water on here. And the problem that you can get if it starts to buckle is it starts to run. That said, I'm getting this little river kind of thing through here, which I am really liking. Let's spray a bit more there. Okay, so I'm going to put this to the side. That's how I'm laughing because I've just noticed I've got it all over. It's everywhere. So I'm just going to do a very quick clean up so that I don't end up contaminating all my lovely spare paper, not spare, but my paper that I use for gluing and stuff is all covered. Oh, what a mess, but it's okay. Right, so that's the background. That's how I made the background. So this is what I've got here. And as you can see, it's nowhere near as vibrant as that one down there because I think I got a little bit carried away down there with the old pixie birds and stuff. Anyway, so let's show you how to put this together. So this is the bit of card that I'm going to cut the dye with. It's a piece of linen card, so it's got a little bit of texture. So I'm going to take this out Now, in these deep ones, you get this little thing in here. Okay, so what we will do is the die cut one will go in, this one will go in, and then this will sit on the top. But this is a really good way of working out where you want the things to go. Now, I don't mind that little dribble, but we're gonna go there, I think. So what I'm gonna do is put the pencil and I'm going to draw around, and that will give me the rough sort of dimensions, and we'll cut that later when we cut the other one as well. But that's how I kind of size things up. So let's get that back in. I have a piece of card that is bigger than I need, because with the best will in the world, you're not going to place this directly. So, and I've just realised I've gone all through that and I've even shown you the die that we're going to use. So this is a Creative Expressions dies. It's one of the Paper Panda collection, and it's called Winter Stag. It's beautiful. It can be Christmassy. You know, the little leaves are holly, but quite honestly, it doesn't. You don't kind of notice that. So it can be just for any season. You get two dies. This die cuts in, which is what we're going to use. If you want it to cut out, then you use this little one as well. Okay, but we're not going to use that for this particular project. And I've just noticed I've got a couple of little bits left in here. And I've also got a bit of tape on this. Let's get rid of that. Okay. So this is my piece of card, and I'm going to try my best to put it in the middle. And then what will happen is, once I have got it cut, I'll be able to put this over to see exactly where I need to cut. So I'm just the best that I can to get this in the middle. And I'm going to try not to put tape around the edge, so I'm kind of just really trying to anchor it through the middle there, which should be enough. So we will try this with just one piece of card for shim, and we'll see how we go. I don't want to buckle the card if I can help it, and sometimes the pressure with the magnetic shim will cause it to buckle. So we'll see how we go just with this. Okay, let's turn that over and have a look. Right, okay, so you can see that it's cut well here and it's cut well here, but not so much through there. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to turn it 90 degrees. I'm not putting any more pressure on it, and then we're going to put that back through the machine. And hopefully that will cut that kind of last bit, because that was kind of the widest bit where you've got the most cutting points. The pressure's got to be distributed across. And you see now it's cut nicely, and already the bits are coming away. Let's oh, okay, so we're going to very gently remove the tape. Oh, like so. And one more piece. You can see the bits are just falling out now. I'm removing the tape. Okay, now remember this is a cut in, so we're going to go over with the brush just gently, and hoping these bits are cut. Right, before I take it out, I'm just going to see if these bits will come out or whether it needs another quick pass through. Looks like we can get these out. needed a little bit more persuasion. And so, I mean, it's always worth just double checking when you see bits holding on like that, whether they will come out or whether you do need to just stick it back through again. Personally, for me, I have no issue with putting a die through several times if it means it will cut and save me time trying to ease all the bits out. Okay, so I'm just making sure this is nice and clean. Okay, so that's done. And those are all my bits to go in the bin. Right, so a couple more pieces to, oh, okay. So one of those bits, obviously, when I eased it out, took off some of the back, but that's okay because we're not going to see that. I can live with that. I can live with that. That one there, and there, and there. Now, the ink on my hand is dry, but just be careful that you're not transferring because you want this to be lovely and white. Okay. Right, so now what I need to do is to bear with me if you're probably looking at my roots in the overhead camera there. But what we're trying to do is to work out how to center this guy in. I reckon we're kind of going to grab a pencil and now don't worry, you're not going to see those pencil lines because they will be hidden behind this lip in there. So we're going to grab my trimmer, squeak squeak, and we're going to trim both of these bits now and try to aim to get a straight line. Not quite. There we go. And then there. And there. Right. Bear with me. And cool. And there. And just check. We'll slide in. Just slight. I'm just going to shave just. Yeah. And I can see now that it's not. What is it? Shaving a little bit off there. Hopefully that's not too much of. There we go. So that sits nicely in there now. And then I'm going to put this in there. So far we've got our stag there. And now we're going to cut the background piece down. Make sure I'm getting a. There we go. That's the first side. And the second. One. And that one there. And again, we're just going to check that it's going to sit. We're going to go that way. That's going to sit in there. It's a little bit on the side, so I'm just going to ease that back out again. You can see there, it's just a little bit wide that way, so I'm going to trim a bit more off that side. cake. Now, if you're worried, you know, if you're giving this as a gift and you're worried that's a mess, you could always stick another piece of card on the back of that. So then I'm going to put that in. Before I seal it in, I'm just going to check that I'm happy with the way that looks. Okay. Now I realise that you sometimes get a few little bits on the card, and that I know is inside. So you know, take the time to make sure your thing is clean. But I'm quite happy with the way that is looking. Okay, clear away from there. And that's essentially it. That's all you need to do. And like I say, if you're not into your inky backgrounds, you know, we've all got lovely pattern papers, sparkly papers, you know, whatever. But the die basically does the work. It's a beautiful die. It does the work for you. So yeah, have a look on the channel, because I've got another video with this die, making a little window hanging. But yeah, thank you for joining me. Hopefully you all have had lots of inspiration. Thank you very much.